I think, we have to kind of judge Xbox on a slightly different dynamic now, basically because they are using different dynamic than what they have in the past. Like, game sales, they've kind of hampered themselves with Game Pass. You know what I mean? You're not going to obviously do as well in terms of selling a game if it's on Game Pass because people are paying for subscription. It's just the way that the subscription model works. Whether or not that's better, I think that is definitely open for interpretation, and we'll have to see if that's something that can change with time and things like that. But overall, I think Microsoft has some good ideas, and some that probably should be left in the dust. But again, it really just kind of, some of this stuff is opinions and things like that. Like everything almost is opinion. So I mean, factually, Xbox games don't sell well overall. That's just a fact, and we know that's a fact. But what's Game Pass doing to cannibalize sales? Is it all bad? Is it good? Is there some good mixed in there? I mean, look, if it was all bad, I don't think we would see anyone using Game Pass anymore. All the deals, all the second party, third party stuff. I think that would be, stuff that we wouldn't see. So I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. But this is an interesting video because I think it's an interesting topic and one worth talking about. So we might as well jump into it. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, of course, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. That certainly helps out my channel. It really, really does the trick. You guys would not believe, just a simple like helps a tremendous amount, and I'm just appreciative of that. So with that being said, it's an interesting time in gaming, overall. Like, Game Pass is there. Black Ops 6 did amazingly well. I did a video on that, but all the sales was shifted to PlayStation. It's like nobody on Xbox bought it, and that's been a sort of a double-edged sword for Microsoft, I think, because you have this platform and this group of people who you've kind of created that won't buy games, and you know what I mean. And it sounds good on the outside, like, oh, well, they're paying $20 a month, so you're getting all this money. Well, most people, or a lot of people, probably aren't keeping up with that payment, right? They might pay for it for a month, or 2 months, or half a year, but at some point they're definitely switching things up a little bit. They're going to make sure that that they're only going to play the things that they want. So to me, that's something that honestly that you're kind of looking at to kind of change the game a little bit, so to speak. So I would love to see Microsoft be able to be successful but be competitive and be able to have like the and have like some of the exclusives as well and stuff like that. So that's, I think, probably the difference between me and a lot of other people. I want to see Microsoft succeed, and now we have this idea that Stalker 2, which isn't a first party Xbox game, but it looks like it is a hit despite the fact that it is on Game Pass, which can be good news. And this is good news because it really just goes to show and could entice other third parties to partner with Microsoft. So Microsoft and the Game Pass team have done a fair share of marketing when it comes to Stalker 2 and putting it in the public's eye, but it doesn't seem to have had too much of effect on traditional sales, even this close to release. Just 2 days after it hit physical and digital store shelves on November 20th, developer GSC Game World has announced that Stalker 2 had already sold 1 million copies. That's a lot of Stalkers out there for only 2 days on the market. They said, no wonder it feels a bit crowdy in the zone. 1 million copies were sold, and much more Stalkers joined Artifact Hunt with Game Pass. This is just the start of an unforgettable adventure. The heart of Chernobyl emanates stronger with each of us. Thank you. So considering the impressive numbers we're seeing for the game on PC, we'd expect to see lots of those 1 million sales coming from Steam and the likes, but still Xbox have contributed, and the team says it's seeing much more joining the hunt with Game Pass 2, hinting that plenty of folks are also accessing the game via Microsoft's subscription service. Now, despite a wide range of day one issues, GSC Game World has committed to polishing up the experience for more than 1 million fans that have entered the zone, so you can expect to see plenty of patches and things like that. So yeah, that's good. Again, so we're seeing success on games despite the fact that they're in Game Pass. I think the fact that these things are selling well, listen, yeah, people are playing it on Steam. It had over 100,000 users or whatever, which isn't a ton, but it's still a decent amount and more than Dragon Age the crap guard. So like that's kind of funny to me that that it did better on Steam than the big Dragon Age game that supposedly people were waiting for. I think that really just kind of goes and shows you to kind of like having a fun game is very important these days. You know what I mean? Like honestly, when we look at this and we look at how things are kind of moving along, games just have not been very fun. Now listen, I'm the first one to admit that I'm not into Stalker. Like Stalker does not interest me in the least. It's not my type of game. It just isn't, because it just seems like one of those games that everybody, you play it and you're constantly on edge and stuff like that. That's not fun to me. And I know that that's probably fun to some people, but for me, it's just not a fun experience and not something that I would like look forward to in any way. So, again, to each their own. So I'm sure that there are people who are super excited by this, and people that are kind of intrigued by like the future and things like that. But for me, it's just not that. And it's just one of those things where as a fan, I'm kind of sitting there thinking, listen, Microsoft has done their fair share of mess ups, but this is something like they've got some good things happening too. Like honestly they do, and that's something that's really, really cool to see. It's like, hey, this game has managed to attract people and have people excited about the future of the brand and everything in between. So good on them for doing that. I felt like that's a pretty cool thing to see as well. Over 1 million sales, probably 1 million or more playing this game on Xbox through Game Pass. I certainly wouldn't expect there to be a lot of sales of the game on Game Pass, to be honest with you, but because of Game Pass, like for me, like I said, I've seen some people like interested in playing it. It's a pretty big install file size and stuff like that, and it's kind of have some bugs and issues. But again, you can look at the other side and just go, okay, well, it's a Game Pass game, and it makes sense to be able to have a lot of different choices with something like that. So again, I think it's interesting, nice to see it be a success and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully we can see more of this. So I think we're kind of at a point where we could see a positive effect, kind of like a snowball effect when it comes to all these different Xbox games and things like that, and how they're doing with the third party bits and pieces, you know what I mean? Because I think that is super important, kind of just going forward. You have to have those things kind of going for you in a right direction, so yeah, I think that that's going to be important kind of going forward, to kind of make developers happy, because we've heard rumors that possibly Microsoft would be kind of not making deals as big or as good for the third-party content, but at the same time, maybe they will. Maybe this will entice developers to use it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, Stalker isn't a big franchise. It's really like not a big deal to me personally. Like I said, it's not a game that I'm interested in. Like, I have Game Pass, but it's really, really not something that I'm interested in, just for a lot of reasons. But I think probably one of the main reasons is it doesn't look like a fun game to me. You know what I mean? With the like survival stuff and things like that, that's not what I'm looking forward to. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really that's not really something I'm interested in. But you guys might feel differently, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, that's the spice of life, right? You guys have everybody has different things that they're interested in, that they want, and I think that's great. That's something that kind of the variety of spice makes the world go round. And so yeah, that's really cool to see that happen, and that's awesome to see Microsoft be able to kind of entice these type of developers. Like, again, if you guys know the story behind this developer and what's going on, it makes it even better that they were able to kind of accomplish this. Yeah, it's got some, not great reviews, but, some people enjoy it, and I'm sure probably in time it'll be a pretty damn good, solid game. So who knows? But again, let me know what you guys think. Are you downloading or playing Stalker 2? Phil Spencer said it could be Game of the Year. I mean, I doubt that it gets there, but anything's possible, I guess. Let me know what you guys think down below. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.